Imagine a figure shrouded in the shadows of the night, able to shift its shape at will, transforming from a human into any animal it pleases. This is the essence of a skinwalker, a being steeped in Native American folklore, especially within the Navajo culture. The term skinwalker has its roots in the Navajo word Yinal-Lushi, which translates to he who walks on all fours. It's a term that evokes both awe and a bit of a shiver down the spine, don't you think? Skinwalkers are more than just fascinating supernatural beings. They are part of a complex belief system that intertwines with the culture and traditions of the Navajo people. These beings are often depicted as witches or sorcerers who have twisted their spiritual practices for evil purposes. But there's a significant point to note here. Talking about skinwalkers isn't common or taken lightly in Navajo culture. It's a subject wrapped in respect, caution, and a bit of secrecy due to its powerful and dark nature. You might wonder, why delve into such a topic? Well, skinwalkers aren't just about the thrill of the supernatural. They carry deep cultural significance, reflecting themes of morality, the abuse of power, and the boundaries of human capabilities. By exploring these stories, we get a glimpse into how the Navajo people understand the world and their place within it. Plus, these stories are just incredibly captivating, aren't they? In this video, we'll dig into the origins of these enigmatic beings, explore how they've been portrayed in legends, and see how modern media has reshaped their image for wider audiences. We'll also reflect on why these beings remain such compelling figures in folklore and what they teach us about the intersection of culture, ethics, and the supernatural. So, are you ready to step into this mystical world with me? Let's keep things light and enjoyable as we journey through the lore of skinwalkers together. It's going to be an enlightening ride, full of mystery and intrigue. Let's get started. All right, now that we've set the stage, let's dive deeper into understanding exactly what a skinwalker is. Grab your comfy blanket. Things are about to get interesting. When we talk about skinwalkers, we're referring to a type of witch or sorcerer in Navajo culture. These aren't your typical broomstick-flying witches, though. Skinwalkers have the unique ability to transform into, possess, or disguise themselves as animals. That's right. Imagine someone having the power to turn into any animal they choose, from a howling wolf to a stealthy crow. It's both fascinating and a little unsettling, isn't it? The concept of the skinwalker comes from the Navajo or Dine, as they call themselves, which means the people. This belief is deeply embedded in their culture, intertwined with their views on witchcraft and the supernatural. In the Navajo worldview, witchcraft has always been seen as a perversion of the mystical and spiritual practices that are meant to heal and protect the community. Skinwalkers, then, are thought to be witches who have chosen to use their powers for evil. What makes skinwalkers especially intriguing are their abilities. Beyond their shape-shifting prowess, they are often said to possess powers like mind control, the ability to mimic any voice or sound, and even the power to bring about sickness. These abilities make them feared and respected figures in Navajo stories. Understanding skinwalkers isn't just about the thrill of the supernatural. It's about recognizing a complex figure that embodies important cultural warnings. Skinwalkers are often seen as cautionary tales against the misuse of spiritual power. In Navajo culture, where harmony and ethical practices are highly valued, skinwalkers represent what happens when these values are inverted. It's important to note that discussions about skinwalkers are often sensitive. In Navajo culture, even speaking about skinwalkers is sometimes considered taboo. This sensitivity reflects the profound impact and the dark allure these beings have within the culture. It's a topic that's approached with caution and respect, emphasizing the deep cultural significance and the very real presence of these tales in Navajo life. So there you have it, a closer look at what skinwalkers really are. They're not just creatures of the night, but symbols of a much larger conversation about morality, power, and the spiritual world. As we explore these stories, let's remember to treat them with the respect they command due to their sacred origins and cultural impact. Ready to keep unraveling the mysteries? Let's move on and discover more about the lore and legends surrounding these fascinating figures. Stick with me, it's going to be an enlightening exploration. Now that we've got a good grip on what skinwalkers are, let's cozy up and delve into the heart of these tales, the lore of skinwalkers. It's here, in the whispers of the wind and the rustle of the leaves, that these stories come alive. Skinwalker stories are steeped in Navajo folklore, woven through with threads of both the mundane and the mystical. They serve not only to entertain but also to instruct and caution, reflecting the values and fears of the Navajo people. These tales often unfold under the vast, starlit skies of the Navajo Nation, where the line between the natural and supernatural seems to blur. Most Skinwalker tales revolve around these beings using their powers to terrorize unsuspecting individuals. Picture a quiet night suddenly filled with the eerie sounds of an animal that seems off. Maybe a figure barely seen moving unnaturally in the distance. These stories typically climax with a confrontation where the Skinwalker is outwitted or exposed through cleverness or traditional wisdom, restoring order and teaching a vital lesson about vigilance and strength. But these stories do more than just scare. They're a form of social glue, teaching younger generations about the importance of community cohesion and the dangers of straying from moral paths. Skinwalkers, with their corrupted use of powers, serve as examples of what happens when someone misuses their gifts for selfish ends, breaking the cultural laws that hold the community together. In these narratives, animals aren't just incidental, they're central. They represent the forms that Skinwalkers choose to take, each animal bringing its own symbolism and power. This connection underscores the Navajo's deep respect for and unity with the natural world, even as it's perverted by the Skinwalker's actions. This twist in the tale serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of disharmony. Skinwalker stories have persisted through generations because they encapsulate fundamental human experiences: fear, morality, power, and respect for the earth. They remind listeners of the fragile balance between man and nature, and between community well-being and individual desires. Even today, these stories hold relevance as they echo contemporary issues like the misuse of power and the importance of community. They teach us about the resilience needed to face challenges and the values that help maintain societal balance. As we wrap up this section, it's clear that Skinwalker lore is more than just nighttime tales to thrill and chill. They are deeply educational, rich in cultural significance, and a testament to the Navajo's intricate belief system. These stories not only entertain but also educate, making them a precious cultural heritage that continues to educate and influence. Let's shift gears a bit and delve into why Skinwalkers hold such a significant spot in Navajo culture. It's not just about their eerie abilities or the chills they send down your spine. There's a deeper, more profound cultural resonance to these stories, weaving them tightly into the fabric of Navajo life and spirituality. Skinwalkers do more than fill the role of antagonists in spooky stories. They serve as cultural symbols. In Navajo tradition, these beings represent the misuse of spiritual powers, essentially, what not to do with the gifts you've been given. This is crucial in a culture that places great importance on living in harmony and respecting the natural and spiritual laws that govern life. Think of Skinwalkers as cautionary tales. They are stark reminders of the consequences of greed, selfishness, and stepping outside the moral boundaries set by the community. These stories are told and retold to teach important lessons about ethics, integrity, and the importance of adhering to cultural norms. They help reinforce the values that keep the community strong and connected. Discussing Skinwalkers isn't everyday conversation. In fact, it's often considered taboo to speak of them lightly or without serious intent. This respect, or perhaps fear, stems from the power attributed to Skinwalkers and the very real influence they are believed to wield. This taboo reinforces the gravity with which these figures should be regarded and underscores their significance within Navajo cultural and spiritual life. In a way, Skinwalkers reflect the darker sides of human nature. What can happen when someone chooses the path of self-service over community well-being? By reflecting on these negative examples, the community can explore complex themes like corruption, betrayal, and redemption, all within a safe narrative framework. The tales of Skinwalkers also serve as a bridge between older and younger generations. They are a means of transmitting traditional knowledge, cultural values, and spiritual beliefs. Through these stories, elders pass down wisdom and knowledge to the younger members of the community, ensuring that cultural practices are preserved and respected. Understanding the cultural significance of Skinwalkers helps us appreciate why these beings are more than just mythical creatures. They are integral to discussions about morality, ethics, and the consequences of one's actions within the Navajo community. This deep-rooted cultural significance makes the tales of Skinwalkers a vital part of maintaining social order and teaching the next generation. As we wrap up this section, it's clear that skinwalkers are not merely subjects for thrilling tales but are deeply woven into the cultural and spiritual tapestry of the Navajo people. Their stories offer a window into how folklore can function as a tool for social and moral education, reflecting the values and concerns of a community. Stick around as we continue to explore and uncover the rich layers of meaning and tradition that surround the mysterious and captivating figure of the Skinwalker. There's much to learn, and each story is a step deeper into understanding a vibrant culture. Let's keep going. All right, now that we've taken a deep dive into the cultural roots of skinwalkers, let's see how these enigmatic beings have made their mark on popular media. It's fascinating to watch as skinwalkers move from sacred Navajo lore into the spotlight of films, books, and TV shows. Grab your popcorn, because this part of our journey explores skinwalkers under the bright lights of modern storytelling. First up, let's talk books. Skinwalkers have found their way into numerous novels, where they often serve as complex characters bridging the supernatural with the mysterious. For instance, authors like Tony Hillerman have used skinwalkers in their detective novels set on the Navajo reservation. These stories do more than entertain, they offer a glimpse into Navajo culture and spiritual beliefs, albeit through a fictional lens that sometimes takes creative liberties. Moving from the page to the screen, skinwalkers have also appeared in various films and television series, often cloaked in horror or supernatural themes. While these portrayals can be thrilling, they tend to dramatize the skinwalker concept, focusing on their more terrifying aspects to keep audiences on the edge of their seats. Shows like Supernatural have introduced skinwalkers to audiences who might never have heard of them otherwise, though these depictions often stray far from their cultural origins. Video games haven't missed out on the allure of skinwalkers either. In the gaming universe, these creatures often appear as bosses or mysterious characters that players must confront or unlock. While this can be a fun way to engage with the myth, like TV and film, it often strips away the rich cultural significance, reducing skinwalkers to merely another monster to defeat. As skinwalkers permeate popular culture, they spark curiosity and intrigue, but they also raise important questions about cultural sensitivity and accuracy. The popularity of skinwalkers in media can sometimes lead to misunderstandings about Navajo beliefs, turning sacred traditions into mere entertainment. This highlights the delicate balance between using folklore in popular media and respecting its source. The portrayal of skinwalkers in media is a double-edged sword. On one side, it brings attention to Navajo culture and its rich folklore. On the other, it risks diluting or misrepresenting deep spiritual and cultural contexts. As consumers of media, it's important to be aware of this and seek out more authentic sources when our curiosity is piqued by these fictional accounts. Understanding how skinwalkers are represented in media is crucial for appreciating the broader implications of cultural storytelling. It's a perfect example of how folklore can transcend its original context to find new life in global narratives, for better or for worse. As we conclude this section, let's reflect on the journey skinwalkers have taken from sacred Navajo legends to global pop culture icons. It's a testament to the power of storytelling and its ability to cross cultural and geographic boundaries. But let's not forget to approach these stories with the respect and sensitivity they deserve, remembering the real cultural heritage behind the entertainment. As we wind down our exploration into the mystical world of skinwalkers, let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've discovered so far and consider why these stories continue to captivate us. This journey through folklore, culture, and modern media has not only entertained us but also offered deep insights into human nature and cultural values. We began with the basics, understanding what skinwalkers are in the context of Navajo culture, a fascinating blend of mythology and morality. We saw how these beings are not just supernatural entities, but symbols of deeper social and ethical teachings. They serve as a reminder of what can happen when one strays from the path of balance and harmony. Throughout our journey, we've seen how skinwalkers teach important lessons about the misuse of power and the importance of ethical conduct. These stories are a gateway to understanding how Navajo culture intertwines with the natural world and respects the forces that govern it. They also highlight the consequences of breaking societal taboos, offering both caution and wisdom in their narratives. Moving into the realm of popular media, we observed how skinwalkers have been adapted and transformed. From books and films to TV shows and video games, These entities have been portrayed in ways that often prioritize entertainment over accuracy. While these portrayals can introduce a broader audience to the concept of skinwalkers, they can also dilute and misrepresent the rich cultural foundations they come from. This brings us to an important point about cultural sensitivity. As skinwalkers have ventured into the mainstream, the need for respectful and accurate representation has become clear. It's vital for creators and audiences alike to recognize the origins of these stories and to approach them with the reverence they deserve. This not only enriches the storytelling experience but also fosters a greater appreciation for Navajo culture and its complexities. Why does this matter? Because stories have power. They have the ability to shape perceptions, influence thoughts, and open windows to new worlds. By understanding and respecting where these stories come from, we can better appreciate their true meanings and the people who hold them dear. As we close this chapter on skinwalkers, let's carry forward the lessons we've learned about the importance of storytelling and cultural integrity. Let's continue to be curious, respectful, and thoughtful as we explore the vast tapestry of human culture and folklore. After all, every story, every legend, and every myth offers a unique lens through which we can view the world. Thank you for joining me on this fascinating journey through the lore of skinwalkers. Here's hoping your curiosity remains as alive and eager as ever, pushing you to discover more about the world's rich cultural heritages. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and as always, keep respecting the stories that bring us together.